I mean, at least I was able to choose the legs, the supporting legs and stuff. Wow, that texture just looked so terrible. Look at that. I mean, we're just gonna ignore the ships, really, but I like how even these guys are getting abandoned, and they're literally not even they're not even resort level anymore. Like I don't even have them set to a tourist. I mean, I thought it would be cool to have the tourists come in, but we only have 32 tourists come in. They're not wanting to see our happen in trams or parks or parking lots. Like there was a time in another map where I was getting tourists for parking lots. It was quite a confusing subject or a confusing concept because I get it. Stuff like that, stuff like parks and public works. It's like, hey, look, we want to go see it, but it's just a little bit crazy to think that you know people from foreign countries want to flock to see your park. This is the swings that I've always heard about, and it turns out you have 1,000 of them. Oh my god! Because given my how compelled I am to fill single tile spaces, it's like there's gonna be 1,000 of them everywhere. And there's a surprisingly minimal amount of traffic along the center drag. Like it is kind of chock full, but I'd expect it to be a little bit more fuller. I mean, mostly it's the turns now, but that's kind of unavoidable. And these tight ass commercial areas that have like these slim streets, still doing good, still doing good. And these crazy one-way roads, oh boy. All right, so I can start expanding after I respond to this commercial stuff. I'm literally kind of stalling for time just to expand zones and shit, but okay, so who would be the most okay with service interruption, relatively speaking, at the current moment? Um Here, let's oh, that kind of spooked me. The heater kicked in. Okay, wait. Before we do something that we will regret, what is the blockages here? Trucks, taxis, and cars. Okay. Like, if I went ahead and did this without even doubling down and tracking what the hell's restricted, that would have been terrible. There you go. Outside of city limits, that is absolute bullshit. That is bullshit. So here, let's back this up. What is the width of this road section? Here, let's move it within the legal bound here. Then we can widen it. Then we can pull this closer. Then we can apply the road to it. So put that there, boom. Then the restriction, which is kind of tricky to get to. Move you over here, damn it. Vehicle restrictions. No truck, no taxi, no car. Ow, sorry, I hit my foot on the heating register. Register? Vent. I don't know what you folks call it in your places of domain. So, oddly enough, it after playing this for what 40 parts, which is potentially equivalent of about 20 hours, I just realized that this two-lane road is a little bit closer to one side than the other. Huh. Ignorance is definitely bliss. Not the guy in the division, but bliss. Now, office demand kicked up. There you go. And hopefully housing doesn't keep trickling. Water availability. Kick you on. And also put that on as well. Electricity availability. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be spreading out power generation, wasn't I? There's only 10 weeks of stored oil here, which, you know, as an oil power plant, not being able to get your trucks to deliver that oil because of a given traffic issue, definitely a problem. But for now, I don't even know where to put another oil or a reactor. I mean, I could just drop one or two here for giggles. But that doesn't. But that kind of glazes over the fact that my power is still fairly tame. Like it's not being redlined just yet. It's not 125%. It's not being straddled. It's at a healthy level. This resident. Wow, someone upgraded right in front of my very eyes. Put that there. There you go. So they're still making their request for residential, which is fine. I'm more than happy to fulfill residential requests. It's the commercial ones and the office ones that bother the shit out of me, because sometimes there's just a complete drought of you know, residential demand, and it gets a little wearisome because it's like, can I just get actual people or actual zones I care about? Because I want to grow my city. I want to fill this thing out. I want to hit that damn limit. Like, I've never hit that limit. You know, therefore, that is a definite goal that'll be fun to shoot for. Well, I can, by deleting that, I can no longer, whatever. The moment I put it down, an office gets set up. All right, so this shouldn't be too bad, admittedly. The curving part is probably the worst part. Let's see, traffic president. So no bus, truck, or cycling on that deck, while everyone else gets the opposite. Okay, okay. If anything, if I need a template, I can just go to the other places, like the other places I have this built. No, I don't want that. So just for, you know, humor me. Oh, sorry, not really humor me, just to humor myself. Put that there. And then we'll delete the rest later. So we put it here. And somehow there's no legs under there. Why doesn't have legs, Lieutenant Dan? That doesn't make any sense. Why does it not have that? Medium concrete pillar. Okay, it says it. But why aren't I seeing it? What if I did a swap? Why won't it appear? That is extraordinarily suspicious. That's not even cool. I accidentally deleted that ground freeway. That sucks. Okay, so what is going on? Hey, cool, I can just continue down through here. Just slide in the camera along. Doesn't make sense to me why I cannot, Swarm streetlight. Okay, I get that. Why, at this length, is it just so extreme that it can't... What the hell? It's like at that length, it's so extreme, it's not willing to put the legs down. Unless... Can I trick it by doing short spans, short distances? Something magical and convoluted? Like Chris Angel and Mind Freak? I mean, look, it's floating. There's no guide wires in the sky. I mean, it is a legitimate entertainment. No, this thing just literally does not give a shit. What can I use? I could try the No Pillars mod. No collision. Hopefully with this, it will stay up, right? Because Road Anarchy is a little bit weird. Yeah, see, Road Anarchy is just flat out weird. It tends to have its own little fits about how it would work or not. There you go. And see, look, now I can't swap the direction. Oh wait, now I can. I was like, now I can't swap the direction, but I forgot that No Pillars mod, when you escape from the road tool, it does reset it back to default, which in most cases is nice. In other cases, it's not. There you go. So all the directions have been swapped back. And now all we got to do is the tricky thing of merging it back into the freeway system here. So what we can do is, can we do 25 degrees? Nope, we get no choice. It is 45 degrees regardless of what you want. Let's just say 25 degrees at 7. It ends up being too steep, but that's okay. What's the closest I can do? Right there. It says it's too steep, or it was too steep, and now it's acceptable. I'm not entirely sure about that. Because look at that. That looks fine. Well, this looks fine. Now that does not. By any other name, this is a death trap. But god damn, that is so steep. That is like a lawsuit waiting to happen. That is the shit that NASA builds when they don't want to use rockets. And they don't want to use Blue Origin or SpaceX. They just use a freaking mass driver. Freaking stick magnets on it. And away we go, you know? 45. Let's do 45 and 8 now. 45 and 8. Lift it up 1. And wow, a more conservative bridge, or sorry, on-ramp, interchange, concrete things that are things. So we can back it up to like right, oops, right there. And doing this, I should be able to, you know... I should be able to get back into the... No, I still have to use the no collision mod. Which still just refuses to work. Because that is just asking too much. Wow, I like how this one was just a little bit haywire-y, and the other one's just perfect. No collision. Boom. And that's all she wrote. That actually looks fairly decent. There, now hopefully everyone is happy. Well, not necessarily. I mean, the ailing state of the road system is still fairly bad, but, you know. So no buses. No cargo. And no recycling. There you go. That's actually a better freaking overhead screen. None of that, and none of everything else. So no buses, none of that, no taxis. There you go. So that's the 4. Now life can resume. As complicated as it started out with. Vehicle restrictions. So yeah, there's the 4 category restriction on the center, which is clogged up at the moment. I wonder if I can turn this into 4 lanes. Because I am so chock full of ideas. I could just turn this into even more of a nightmare. More than a living hell. A living super hell. I don't know. I like how there's still residential demand, but I guess that's not an attractive place to live. I mean, that's my sneaking suspicion. There you go. Do I have to chock full like a bunch of tiny little shit parks just to make you guys happy? Because I'm starting to get that vibe. There you go. Yes, no? Do I have to stick a plaza right here? Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, I don't want to stick a plaza in this corner. But if I have to, and when I mean I have to, if I have to, I'm going to do it. Hey, look, there's a gap. There's a hole in your heart just for this park. Alright, so everything should be hunky-dory everywhere else, right? Alright, so the freeway's good. Okay, freeway's not good. It is broken. Now freeway's good. I wonder how many people were making absurd detours just because they couldn't make it down that freeway. Or they were probably on their way there. They were just going to they had plans to despawn the moment they got there. Hell, this is where I could have put a prison. Prison would have went good here. That's no longer a thing. Or is it? I can still put a prison nearby. Given the ailing state of the penal system, I might have to. I mean, I could just drop it right here. What's the worst they're going to do? They're going to hide into the snow and get trucked out. Because there's going to be a snow thing over there. I could probably just jam a prison over here or somewhere. That extraordinarily, horrendously slow growth, like nails on a chalkboard. I mean, my pop's going up. I don't rightfully remember what my pop started out at, but it still looks way higher than it used to be. So, you know, round of applause. Round of applause for me. On the population part, not the traffic management part. Obviously, that is not something I should ever be rewarded or recognized for. The fact that I've been able to get this far and still be, you know, still be profitable and standing without any ailing real public problems is great. It's a testament to how this game's designed, I guess. These cargo trucks are pissing me off. Like, what in God's name is saying that you guys can be here? Yeah, you're not allowed here anymore. Your kind is not allowed here. Off these main streets, you are not allowed truck traffic. Like, that is definitely the way I'm going to enforce, actually, no, truck traffic has to be able to be here, mostly because of, the commercial area. Yeah, so truck traffic still has to be allowed. Forgot about that. But I guess I could still put definite restrictions on on their entry to residential areas. So, like, there's obviously there's no commercial over here. There shouldn't be anyway. I never planned for them to be any, so. And in hindsight, I don't even need to block both directions of traffic. For the most part, if I just block the one direction, what a shitty ban. If I block the one direction, fuck you, Zane. They if they have no way to come in, then there's no reason for them to have a way to get out, essentially. So, but I just like to double up. Double up. There you go. So now that office/industrial demand, which I don't know why they're complaining about industrial demand, they have a lot of abandoned buildings here. All they want, they just take. Offices, I was going to say there's some offices here, and I'm like, whoops, turns out they already took it. I guess I should expand this next slot out a bit as well. I don't know, I feel like making high-density apartments here. Like, I feel like that's going to be a thing. Although, I could probably save it for, like, back here along the freeway. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like there is a correlation between high-density residential specifically and traffic, but with this current city, I don't feel like there's any actual merit in it anymore. Mostly because I don't notice it. 11 and 44. There you go. So everything meets up. Then we take the magic eraser. Which isn't too shitty of a movie, by the way, but it's still definitely a 90s movie. Then we... Oh yeah, alleys. Like, I literally had a brain stump there. There you go. Then throw down an alley. Because, you know, it's literally business as usual. It's just kind of a surprise to me, though, that the offices are indeed picking up this well, especially at the edges. Although, the offices also serve double duty. I mean, the fact that they're there reduces the amount of sound that emanates off the freeway and can potentially sicken the nearby residences, which is actually a thing. Somehow, don't ask me why, but somehow residents can get sick off of excessive noise. I mean, I guess it's more of a generalized quality of life thing. And that's just something you want to mitigate. While I'm at it, maybe I can throw down some spas, because I have yet to do that. That's a crematorium. Everyone loves a good spa, right? Have it covered on the main road. Whoops. That is not the density I want. Get a spa. Get spa gift cards. There you go. Everyone will be happy. Everyone will feel rejuvenated. And there is no spa in this city. I gotta change that. That is an affront to reasonable practices. Not having a spa in the city. Let's just have it in the central point. Is there any real benefit to me putting it centrally? Not really. Other than some sort of mild comfort from me. Or myself, personally. Let's put it right there. There was one more thing I'm missing as well. That I wanted to touch on when I was building. It's not education. Education is not supposed to be alive and well in Anchor. Not parks, not police, not well, yeah, definitely fire. Definitely fire has to do something. Where is it? There you go. Fire on both sides. I just chose an industrial one on one side and a small on the other, just for giggles. Not fuel, heat. Yes, heat is definitely going to be a problem. Emergency activate. Finally, heat is becoming a problem. It didn't seem like it was going to be, but finally it did. I think the more appalling thing is I just realized I haven't even utilized any of the, or actually I did. I used a super mall or two. I didn't use any of these just yet. Although admittedly, my hourly is just, I mean, at one point I was at 15,000 an hour, but most of these are actually, in the thousands. Wait, it's 1,000 a week? So how's my budget calculated again? It's per hour, right? Or is that per week? Oh, it's weekly income. Never mind. Anyway, my point still stands. It's still pretty steep. I'm used to SimCity, sorry, where it was, I guess, an hourly income, which the time was exaggerated, though, mind you, also the population, or the population and agent simulation was also pretty absurd. It was overestimating, while in this game, which is a cruel turn, kick to the nuts, this is underestimating. I mean, come on, this whole city is not 139,000 people. It's a lot fucking more. I mean, yeah. I mean, look at this apartment. There is not 24 houses in this or households in this apartment. There is literally about 24 floors here, unless each one was a lavish, white collar, which would explain why no one wants to fucking work in this area in the uneducated lower tier blue collar work sector, mostly because everyone's living in a place like that. Anyway, yeah, like you got these apartments where clearly this building doesn't hold 18 families, but how much you want to bet it has? Oh, sorry, 24 families. I guess they're all max tier, so there are 24 now. Yep. Oh, there's 18 families in a building that quite clearly has at least 20 floors. I mean, the upper floor is probably fully occupied by one person, and it's not Bruce Wayne. There's 3 goddamn floors. I mean, not even is it? Was it Sean Cooper on Limitless, who owned that penthouse apartment? I mean, seriously, that's just a little bit much. This is still a clusterfuck and a half, but that's okay. All the roaches are still going back and forth through work. That is okay too. Given the absurd surge in work demand, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do or where I'm going to place it. I could place it in the center here for truly reasons unknown. But then you got stuff like this. These commercial areas need workers. What should I do? Should I sit around and wait a while because, I mean, that is genuinely a thing. I mean, new jobs will appear, and your residences won't know about it. They won't make their way to it until they really discover it. And so some of these things have to sit for a while before, they get updated. Like, see, not enough workers, one overly educated worker. That's not usually, speaking of which, I just realized, is there seriously a cap on these things? There shouldn't be a cap. Like, there shouldn't be a cap on Anchor. I think there was a reason at one point that I did that, but Anchor isn't really a capped area at this point. Anchor's going to be growing so big, it really can. Bermuda is a capped only because, A, there's a nearby, higher end area for that to make up for it. Bermuda grass is meant to be it's meant to be the larger version of Pina Colada. While Oblong Hills, New Oblong Hills, and even Belmont are just meant to be mixed bags. Same thing with Anchor. And then Arcade Land and Myrtle and Ouroboros are just specialty Oh, and don't forget the Little Moore Point, the Rhode Island of this fucked up family of districts. But Arcade Land, despite having its own, higher density apartments around it, it's still kind of a niche thing because it still has its commercial stuff. It's, as far as I can tell, it might be still the only leisure area. Like, I don't even think these are specialty in leisure. Yeah, because there's the leisure icon there. It's at the front. This isn't leisure. Yeah, there is. Arcade Land is literally the only place for leisure. That's actually disgusting me a little bit. I need to change that. Because if I change Myrtle Heights to leisure, it's gonna wipe out this entire corporate, economy, the sector. So I can't do that. I can't rightfully do that. Oh, okay. Oblong Hills has leisure. That's good. I'm happy about that. But I'm going to need more areas because Arcade Land and Oblong Hills are only supporting what is essentially the western half, the western hemisphere. Well, not hemisphere. We're not looking at a globe here. The western half of this area. And even though there hasn't been a real proliferation of actual individuals, cities, or towns and type of establishments on the eastern side of the river, it's going to happen soon. So I'm going to have to do some leisure eventually. I mean, I could do a little funny trick and do Pina Colada have leisure, so it's like 24/7, this small little thicket of commercial doing something, but that's not how I want to do it. If anything, here, I'm going to make Oblong Hills the new leisure thing, the new leisure place. It's going to hurt it pretty bad, but it's okay. Boop. There you go. And then we get to watch all of these things just collapse. Like one by one, like a plague, like a spider slowly killing off its prey. But yeah, it is just slowly divoting out. Actually, that's too depressing for me to watch. We can just look at this this beautiful expansion that we have. Anchor. The definite place to be. I mean, soon it will be definitely... This is quite a view. Soon it'll be quite a thing where it's just... I like how these offices are really tall. Ever since I allowed them to just go apeshit crazy, the offices are getting a little bit out of hand. Hell, I might put the policy on that. Actually, no, it's not even that tall. Or not even that high level. So, it is whatever. But still, Anchor... Quite a happening place to live in, I guess.